We Indians are very research minded people. No subject is bar for our researching, from the age to income, and from education to marital status of women. Westerners never ask such personal questions, even to their close friends. Indians do not have to be friendly to poke in anybody's personal life. I suppose Indians are born informal to ask even an unknown person to inquire as to who all are there in his or her house. From ST bus stands to airports, and from an auto rickshaw driver to a fruit seller, people have asked me my age, whether I stay in my own house, and how much do I earn per month. If I observe a studied silence and do not reply, they repeat the question, wondering if I did not hear. Well, I heard you, but it is just that I do not wish to reply to your question, I say. At times, I have snapped them too, but they are thick skinned people. Inquisitiveness is an art of probing very subtly. Never ask an open question or a direct question. In case you want to find out a girl's age, never say, "How old are you?" The same information can be obtained by merely asking her as to when she passed out from school or college. To find out the truth, you must ask the same question to two persons associated with the job. Before placing the chicken curry on the dining table, my friend's father would ask both his wife and the daughter in law separately as to who had cooked the dish. But both of them were smarter than him. The daughter in law would give credit to her mother in law and vice versa. Once, my boss had asked me if my mother had a bob cut. Now tell me, what did this have to do with my work and the office activity? It struck me later that he wanted to judge the economic strata I belonged to. Those days, bob cuts and sleeveless blouses were the monopoly of the society ladies. This question is totally irrelevant today if you notice the attire of housemates that come to our housing society. I get to learn about the new fashions from them. They copy the fashions of the film stars within no time. We are now a D class society, you see. Be patient. Tenacity is the order of the day. If the person tries to hide information, keep at it by asking the same question at different times and places. Better still would be to catch him unawares. Simultaneously, try to find other sources of information and check and cross check with other people. This will complete the cycle. You are now qualified to be an investigative journalist. Vary your method. There are different ways of getting the information you want. A colleague of mine would follow me the moment I got up from my seat to answer the call received on the landline phone in office. This was during the pre mobile days. She would also follow me to the library and pretend to be browsing a book to overhear my conversation. Now, you may wonder how I could make out if she was overhearing. Well, from her steady eyeballs and the unchanged page number, one could easily make out her motive. There was yet another nosy Parker who would just follow me to see who all were the people I talked to. The extent of inquisitiveness was thus limited by one's free time. Our boss would engage his driver to do some office work, such as stamping the documents or writing addresses on envelopes. For doing this job, he would sit in the corner of the most crowded place in office where all people would talk in hushed tones. You would now know why the two executives traveling together by the office car would discuss only weather. All drivers of any vehicle are looking in the front with their ears at the back. This is done obliquely. It would have been very evident if their ears moved in the direction of the sound, like those of cats and dogs. There were two guys in my office who would invariably come to office on Saturdays, although it was a weekly off. On the face of it, it was just to impress the boss about their hard work. But to tell you the truth, they would hardly work and spend their time perusing the float file. This was much before the work from home era, and computers were not installed in every office. Our office had no computer then. I understand that the float file of the typed copies of correspondence is now replaced with soft files. So, nosy Parkers of the day look for those computers that are not locked by mistake. The bosses in offices take help from their colleagues to spy on others. If the boss and subordinate are a man and woman team, they create a scope for gossip in office. After all, Nosey-Parkering is a human trait that adjusts with technological evolution. Well, friends, being your well wisher, here I am to give you some advice on how to face the Nosey-Parkers. Combating inquisitiveness. Learn to give oblique replies. If you went out for shopping during office hours, say that you went to the library. Till you develop the art of saying neither yes nor no, do not speak anything beyond can't say, no idea, or maybe. If a nosy Parker happens to pass by, you should swiftly start discussing whether. Soon the nosy Parker would stop wasting his time on you. Good luck!